Clint Eastwood has amassed a net worth of over $375 million. He's lovingly referred to as the world's richest cowboy. That didn't seem possible in his early life. The Man with No Name films didn't earn him nearly as much money as you'd think. Keep watching to learn how Clint Eastwood spends his fortune. His early life. Clint Eastwood was born May 31st, 1930. His family moved 3 times in the 1930s before settling in Piedmont, California, in an affluent area of town. He went to Piedmont Middle School but was held back for poor grades and attended summer school. He was kicked out of another high school and transferred to Oakland Technical High School. It's unclear if he ever graduated. He tried various odd jobs, including lifeguard, paper carrier, grocery clerk, forest firefighter, and golf caddy. He tried to enroll at Seattle University in 1951, but was drafted into the Army during the Korean War. He was a lifeguard at Fort Ord his entire time there. He was honorably discharged in February 1953. How he became the world's richest cowboy. Clint's debut role was in 1955's Revenge of the Creature. It was a sequel to Creature of the Black Lagoon. That was only the beginning. It took a lot of failed auditions and dealing with criticism for his acting style to get his career started. His first major success was when he joined the cast of Rawhide in 1958. He wasn't satisfied with the childish character he played, but the show was a hit. It reached the top 20 in 3 weeks and peaked at number 6. The schedule was grueling. He often filmed 6 days a week for 12 hours a day. It was canceled in the 1965-66 season. He earned $750 an episode and got $119,000 at the end as severance pay. He first attracted theater-goers as the Man with No Name in 3 Sergio Leone films. They originated the genre of the spaghetti western. The first one was A Fistful of Dollars. It only earned him $15,000, which would be around $126,000 today. But he enjoyed every moment of it. He was finally doing something new after 3 years on Rawhide. He relished the insanity of the language barrier with his Italian director. He also appreciated how Sergio was willing to try new and almost satirical methods of filmmaking. He was offered $50,000 for the sequel, but almost didn't return for the third. He almost lost out to Charles Bronson, but came back and earned $250,000. His career only grew from there, and now spans more than 6 decades. A few of his most notable roles were Dirty Harry, as well as his role in $1 Million Baby and Gran Torino. He's a multi-award-winning director and actor. He got 2 Academy Awards for Best Picture and Best Director for $1 Million Baby and Unforgiven. His children. Clint has also amassed a large family over the years. He won't exactly own up to how many children he has, as there are questions over whether certain people are his offspring. Let's go over some of his kids. Lori. Lori was originally placed for adoption. Clint didn't know about her, and she was born while he was still in high school. They reconnected years later, and it's unclear what type of relationship they have. Kimber. Kimber briefly pursued acting in films like Passion Crimes and Crossed, as well as her father's films. She's now switched her attention to being a makeup artist. She's been married 3 times, has 1 adult son, Clinton, and married her current husband, Sean Midkiff, in 2014. Kyle. Kyle studied acting, but later realized music was his passion. His father's been supportive. He watches his son's band, and they've even written a few songs together. Kyle married Laura Gomez in 1995 and had a daughter, Graylin Spencer. They divorced, and he married Cynthia Ramirez in September 2014. Allison. Allison had bit parts as a child before studying acting at University of California. She had a fruitful career after appearing in Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. She followed in her father's footsteps and began directing as well in 2007's Rails and Ties. She married Stacy Poitras in 2013 and retired from acting in 2014 until returning for Clint's 2018 film, The Mule. She now has a clothing line and a nonprofit animal rescue called the Eastwood Ranch Foundation. Scott. Clint encouraged his son Scott to be healthy and made him earn everything he got. He also had to audition for a role in Gran Torino. That led to other films like The Longest Ride, Snowden, The Fate of the Furious, Pacific Rim, and Suicide Squad. Clint also encouraged Scott to start directing. He's had high-profile relationships, but struggled with dating since losing his girlfriend, Jewel Bragman, in a car accident in 2014. Catherine. Catherine Eastwood was named Miss Golden Globe in 2005. She began acting in 2014's Jersey Boys. Francesca was also named Miss Golden Globe in 2013. She starred in the reality show Mrs. Eastwood and Company. It followed her life with her stepmom Dina and sister Morgan. Morgan has worked in front of and behind the camera since Mrs. Eastwood and Company ended. She acted in $1 Million Baby and Changeling. She was the executive producer and acted in the short film I See You. Real estate. Clint has spent a large portion of his portfolio on buying real estate. His portfolio includes a variety of properties around the globe. They include a 6,100 square foot mansion in Bel Air, a 1,000-acre ranch in Bernie, an apartment in Burbank, a 1.13-acre manor in Hawaii, and a 5,700 square foot home in Idaho. These are only a few examples. They're great cushions if his children should ever need a place to live or if he suddenly finds himself in need of money. His vehicle collection. Clint spent his early years in westerns riding horses. He loves nature, but also has a passion for modern transportation. Just consider films like Gran Torino. He's one of many celebrities, like Jay Leno, Lady Gaga, and David Beckham, who have a large collection of cars they can admire or take out whenever they want. Clint's collection of cars is one of the most extensive and impressive. It includes a Ford Roadster, a Lincoln K-Series convertible, an Austin Healey, a Cadillac Eldorado Series 62 convertible, a Jaguar XK150 Roadster, a Gran Torino, a Morris Mini Countryman Cooper S, and a Fiat 500e. He's not satisfied with staying on the ground either. He's purchased more than one helicopter, which he can ride himself because he has a pilot's license. Nothing can keep the cowboy down, whether it's in his career or in his travels. Giving back. Clint doesn't hoard all his money or spend it all on fancy toys for himself. He also uses it to give back to those in need. He and his business partner, Andy Williams, invested heavily in purchasing a plot of land in California. They hoped to build 90 homes there and sold them back to the public in 2019. This makes sure the community has homes, but the partners also want to preserve the rest of the land. They want to turn it into a 2,000-acre nature reserve. Andy said he and Clint were worried that if they didn't step in, the land would become a congested mess or go uncared for. They hope it will have enough economic value to be self-sustaining. Now it's time to hear from you. How would you spend your money if you were rich and famous? Let us know in the comments section below.